Welcome back, and today we're talking about bottom tier character Tomozaki episode 7. And this episode, I feel like it's going to be a great setup for what's coming next, because at the end of the episode we did get a huge cliffhanger and it sounded kind of how would you say, kind of bad, right? They did hint that Mimimi was going to change the next day, and my theory is that she's probably going to collapse of exhaustion or stress, because the way she's going about this episode, it doesn't look like it's very healthy at all. But let's talk about what happened in this episode, because we finally got to see who won the race. And of course, you could have expected that Hinami was going to win, especially when she started giving out her speech and she promised everybody the exact same thing that Mimimi was going to promise everybody. So she essentially won just because of that speech and because she went first. So no surprise there. But I feel like that win that Hinami got of the class president, I feel like that affected Mimimi to a whole new level. Even though she's still running around the school smiling and making friends, heck, she even kind of hinted that she wanted to eat lunch with Tomozaki. And Tomozaki, of course, he's new to the game, so he kind of blew that opportunity a little bit. But hey, he was still able to get a date. We're definitely going to talk about that. But I do want to focus about Mimimi, because after that whole incident with the class president and her losing and stuff like that, she's once again behind Hinami. And that's a big problem for her, because again, we know from last episode that Mimimi wants to be first at something at least once. She's very competitive and she's actually overworking herself right now. Hinami told us that Mimimi was showing up to practice before her. She was leaving after her. And then of course, when she gets home, she's probably studying because she wants to be #1 at something, right? So if it's not sports, it has to be studying. Whatever she can do, she's putting in a lot of hours in order to be #1. And that's what it takes. That's what she wants. She's putting in the work. But I feel like she's definitely overworking herself. And you know, at the end of the episode where we got that huge cliffhanger saying that the next day Mimimi was going to change, that probably is telling me that it's not going to be like she's going to become mean or anything like that, but it's going to be something like she's probably going to go to the hospital because she collapsed, because she's exhausted, tired, stressed out. I mean, the way she's living right now is not healthy, right? And we see that Tama, one of her friends, she was worried about Mimimi as well, and she was talking to Tomozaki about it, how they became friends. You know, it was pretty cool. We see that Mimimi is a very outgoing person. She never gave up on Tama, and that's why they're friends at this point. So I think next episode, we are going to see Mimimi go to the hospital or something along those lines. And it's going to be like the first like dark tone to this anime, right? And of course, it's going to be great experience for Tomozaki, because he's finally going to see how it feels like when you have a friend that gets hurt and, you know, is in the hospital. He's probably going to feel sad, and he's definitely going to need help when it comes to dealing with that situation, right? Because of course, he's inexperienced with, you know, interacting with other humans. And I feel like this episode, he did a very good job. I mean, yeah, he was still nervous around Mimimi, but remember, Mimimi is like the second most popular girl in school, and she's talking to Tomozaki. Yeah, he will be nervous. I will be nervous. Every boy in school will probably be nervous if you know, if the second most popular girl is talking to you. So I kind of get that. But when he was talking to Tama, he seemed very cool, very calm. And when he was going to ask Kikuchi out, right? I feel like every guy goes through that scenario at least once, or every time that they ask a girl out, right? Because I know I've done it. I've been in my head kind of thinking of how I'm going to ask a girl out. I'm going to practice in my head. If she says this, I'm going to say that. I just really related to that whole scene, because I think everybody's been there. If you ask somebody out to go on a date, it's definitely nerve-wracking. And I'm glad that Tomozaki was able to get it out. And of course, Kikuchi, she accepted. I mean, she likes him. Let's be real. They were both blushing. They like each other. At the very least, I hope the date goes well. I can't wait to see that. It's probably not going to happen next episode. Again, I do feel like something is going to happen to Mimimi, where essentially either the date is going to be canceled because, again, Tomozaki, he's going to want to be there with Mimimi at the hospital, or whatever the case may be. Or I could be completely wrong, right? Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe the stress is going to get to Mimimi and she's going to become the villain and destroy the world. Who knows? But that's not very realistic. That's definitely a theory that that's way out there and it's not going to happen. But I do think Mimimi is going to collapse due to exhaustion or stress or something along those lines. Overall, very good episode. I liked it. They're definitely setting something up for the next one. But let me know in the comments how you like this episode. And like always, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.